I'm Dave D, and you're watching XP Team USA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well on this lovely, humid Thursday evening. The sweat's coming down me like a glass blower's bottom. Best I can do. Hope you're all well. A very, very, very busy night this evening, as I'm sure you will anticipate, with our guest, Mr. Gary BRUN from TV's HOARD Hunters, and, as I've learnt over the past week or so, lots more. So, let's get straight to it. Excuse me, Lee, while I close that. Onto the big metal detecting Big Metal Detecting Show Facebook group, where I will momentarily get to when Mr. Higgins accepts. There we go. So, thank you, Donna Topley, hosting tonight's show as a watch party there. First up, this is just shortly ago. Ian Jackson, he's popped on some images. Looks like a piece of lead, and it's got T Ledger on it, and he's asking for an ID. So if anybody can assist with that, can you pop over onto the Big Metal Detecting Show Facebook group and give Ian a hand? And also looks like some glass Roman beads, which are very nice indeed. Nice one, Ian. Question one this week, we mentioned it last week. We want to evolve a little bit. So we've asked people for their input on what we can do to improve, what we can add, what we can take away, etc., etc. So again, thank you for all those who've commented on there up to now. And if you feel like, or you have an idea, please pop on there and just give us some information. Who's that good-looking bloke? Oh, I'm sure we'll find out. Learn more about the UK Detector Finds database. That's on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine website. and as you can see, it links to this, which has been pointed out to me, and we'll find out more shortly. And I was absolutely besotted with some of the things on there. We'll find out again more, but I think I'm right in saying a lot of the things are post the cut-off period for the Portable Antiquities scheme. So this site exists, and it's got the mission statement, and I'm sure Gary will tell us more about that shortly. Oh, that's me. We don't want me. Are we still sharing? I take it we're not sharing, so let's try sharing the screen again. Oh, modern technology. Carrying on. Now, this, as you can see, that's Gordon Heritage. Now, in the past couple of days, a Joan Allen metal detecting team on a dig, I think in Anglia, I'm not exactly sure of the location, have found something quite substantial. A Civil War coin hoard in a pot, in a field. Currently, they are up to 1,057 coins. And as you can see, looking at these images, fair dues to the lads who found it. Some stunning pieces, and they actually videoed for 2 hours on a video which will pass momentarily, with the Portable Antiquities Scheme Finds Liaison Officer excavating the site. Again, this is Ian Jackson, some more finds of his. I did at first say potentially he's got a bottle dump with all of these. Well, we know there's a lot of balls in old bottles and such like, and it looks like some stoppers on there as well. So he's had a good week or two, to be fair. Norfolk treasure hunters discover more than 6,500 items in just 1 year. Now this one I'm going to jump onto and scroll down. The weird, wonderful and rare buried treasure beneath the ground. And this is from the Manchester Evening News yesterday. Now the reason I'm scrolling down, and you'll see lots of, I hate this accept crap. If I scroll down, you'll see lovely things. Brooches dug up by workmen over the years. Coins on Heaton Park. A fingernail cleaner perhaps. A base of a cup. A dagger. Find. Some spurs. Etc, etc, as you'll see. But we come shortly to a, where is it? Not that one. This one. You will see this lovely Bronze Age axe head. And the reason I'm pulling this up, because on the first dig that I ever organised for charity, which was the Mayor of Rochdale, it was back in April 2015 in Haywood in Lancashire. And this was found by Mr. Stephen Aslett, and Stephen thought it was a bit of junk at first, and when he showed Vanessa Oakton, the Finds Liaison Officer, she got all gleeful and beside herself, and lo, it was a Bronze Age axe head. So I just wanted to point that out, because it was great how that came back. Again, lots more going on. One of Luke's new videos, a Roman denarius, hammered coins and a silver ring were found on one of his digs this week. That's on the UK Dirt Fishing Reality of Metal Detecting YouTube page. And this was the video we mentioned previously. 2.5 hours of this gentleman, the Finds Liaison Officer, excavated. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. So they were the big metal detecting news of the week, definitely, without a doubt. And I thought I'd actually shared it on here, and I might have passed by it. If so, I can just nip on it. There we go. The other big archaeological news was that the Stone Age stones, the origin mystery, have been identified. Basically, one of the stones has been brought back from the bigger stones, and they've took a core sample of it and found it's from not very far away, just south of Marlborough. So that's been all over today. So back to normal. It stopped sharing on me again. I don't know why. I do apologise, but I've been through everything, so I apologise you haven't seen. Quickly on to the comments. Good evening, Bob Hope, Dana Topley, Darren Booth, Scott from Detector Network, Tom Trussell, Andrew Jones, Dirt Diggers UK, Scott and Kimmy, how do? Scotty B, Paul McBride, the Four Tone Searchers, Graham Lowe, Matt All, Detect B, Sally Hull, Adrian Gaylor, Digger Dips UK, Stan's Lad also. Now, just refer to my written work. What else do I have to add? There has been a new metal detecting forum set up in the past week. We'll find out more in the coming weeks. We've got a guest coming on to talk about the Detector Hub, which is a new metal detecting forum. Detector Network is running smoothly. Visitors growing every day. Still awaiting the final okay with the app. I spoke to Scott today, who also sent me a lovely package with copious amounts of these little babies on. Apologize, there you go. Hey, the green's working. That's all right, isn't it? So I've got lots of them. Don't know what I'm going to put them on yet. Might just go around flying, tipping things, putting them on everything. Also, I ordered a magazine called Medieval Warfare Magazine. Now, Gary Brun will probably be interested on this for two reasons. One, it's on the Wirral, and which is incidentally where we're more or less from. And secondly, Brun and Burr. So this is an ancient Viking battle, which nobody's been able to actually find out the location exactly from. There's been lots of mooted locations, but the main one was on Wirral. And Wirral Archaeology have, for the past couple of years, been running an absolutely fantastic research and archaeological excavations and such like around the Wirral, and they believe they found the actual site. Now, I'm not going to say it on air as to where it is. You can buy the magazine. I know it very well because I used to live not far away. So there's that. And finally, before we go any further, that's it, actually. We don't need to go any further. So I'm going to play a video teaser to bring in tonight's guest. And let's hope this time it works. And Luke, I am sharing the audio. Soon as we click on.
For thousands of years, hordes of buried treasure have lain undisturbed. Now, two metal-detecting hotshots who've discovered some of Britain's most incredible finds are joining forces with an archaeologist to embark on an epic quest to unlock history and unearth treasure.
I found gold!
This is the type of signal that I live for.
Wait, that's a hoard! Hello,
And this is only the third one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare.
He swims it again!
They are Gordon heritage.
First Roman coin!
Gary Brun.
This is my weapon of mass detection.
And Mike Webber.
What I want to know is the coin Viking?
They are the Hoard Hunters.
A hoard is a group of personal possessions that somebody in ancient times buried, and they intended to come back for it, but for whatever reason they couldn't. If we return to sites of scattered hoards, some of them must have been missed. Now we're returning to those sites with state-of-the-art metal detectors.
We have the latest technology that can go deeper, built-in GPS system that can analyze metals and know what those metals are before we even dig them out of the ground.
We could find missing items from the original hoard, or we could find other things that unlock the history of the site.
First rule of metal detecting, get permission from the landowner. Second rule of metal detecting, obey the Treasure Act. Third rule of metal detecting, record your finds. And the fourth rule of metal detecting, get yourself some toilet paper, because you never know where you need to go.
Metal detecting can also be very dangerous, so you've got to take precautions.
Holy snake!
We have 50 years of experience between us, a proven track record. We are the Hoard Hunters.
Oh, I'm lost. Hold on. Where am I? Here I am. Got all confused for a minute there. So tonight's guest, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you TV Hoard Hunter, Mr. Gary Brun. Good evening, Gary. Oh, he's gone all silent. Gone silent. Who's? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Can you hear me?
What? You can hear you now.
Hello?
Hello.
Good. Hello.
Good evening, Gary. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm good. Yourself?
Warm. Warm.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I'm warm.
All right. Something wrong. Opally.
Ah, Norman Collier's in the house.
Yeah. You remember? I thought I got this up. Yeah.
So thank you for joining us tonight, Gary. We've obviously got lots to talk about. Firstly, though, I just want to mention what a small world it is. Obviously, you spotted the show a few weeks ago, and you popped up and said good evening, and I said, could you join us? You contacted me, said, yeah, can we sort something out? And when I responded on Facebook, I saw that you used to go to Frodsham High School, and it was like, hold on a minute. And I'm from Ellesmere Port, you're from Frodsham. The very infamous photograph of me and my dad metal detecting is where you used to go climbing. And you knew all the places and all the family names that I gave you straight away.
Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it?
It really certainly is.
World, yeah.
Massively, especially when you're on another country entirely now, not talking Scotland.
No, well, I used to live in fact, not many people know, but I used to live in the children's home up there, Frodsham Hall. So it's a massive place that we used to live there. And then I used to go to the army cadets in the village and the stuff. And then after that, then I moved to Chester. So I lived in Chester till I was 17. So I left at about 13 years old from Frodsham to Chester to 17. Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. So now, people who don't know you, Gary, HOARD Hunters, the program that you were a co-star on, was 2013. So that's 7 years ago. And there's a hell of a lot of new people to the hobby now. So can you briefly introduce yourself for them, please?
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, my name's Gary BRUN. My real name in it, well, before I got married, is Gary Holt, Holt. I met my wife in Cyprus, 3 days engaged, 3 months married, honeymoon night pregnant, been married 28 years. How did I get into, do you want to know how I got into detecting? Or
certainly do. Certainly do.
Right. Well, I'm used to be a professional singer, actually. Not many people know that. And also an event manager. But then in 2000, I had an accident with my son. So he was 3 years old, and I drove over him with what you call that in English? A trailer. And he was trapped under there. I had to drive over him and get him out again. But he's fine. He's not wrong with him. It's just me. I have what you call PTSD, shell shock, what soldiers get. Really, really bad. So I was looking for something to do to take my mind off that. So that's when I started metal detecting. And then at that time, it was the Explorer. The Explorer was out there. There was no internet forums or anything out there. I think there was Community Zero. And that was it. So anyway, I couldn't find any information on this flipping detector. So what I did, I got on Community Zero and built minelabowners.com. Would you believe it? No, it's huge now. So the information came to me there. And then what else? Yeah, then I made the first DVD on exploring the Explorer, the first detecting thing that was available. And that's where it happened from there. And it went on and on and on. I mean, to be honest, it's just the luck of the draw. So
and we've all... Carry on, sorry.
No,
you first. We've spoke twice over the past week or so, and some of the stories you've been telling me about how things have evolved for yourself during the past 20 years in the regards to metal detecting. It's fantastic to hear, and obviously how well and you've been able to help other people on the journey as well.
I think if I'm really honest, mate, I think that has something to do with my background in the children's homes and stuff. When you come from nothing, I mean, I know I'm not asking for sympathy or anything, but when you come from nothing, you appreciate what you've got. So, and it's so, it can disappear from you like that. Now, in fact, to be honest, I've just had a mate now from Warrington in England, and his wife yesterday just went down the street, collapsed, dead, brain just like that, you know. So yeah, it's pretty depressing. But I'm a great believer in helping people out, and I'm not saying that to be big-headed and ask. You know, people who know me, I live by that. So it's very important to me to live like that. So be thankful for what you have.
Absolutely. So obviously the Minelab users forum, it grew exponentially. It was at a point the biggest of its type on the internet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you followed that up. What was next?
But what happened there? That went on. Then, as I said, we made the DVD Exploring the Explorer. Then I made Exploring the Explorer Advanced. Gordon Heritage wasn't involved at this time. It was just some guy in America called Pat Watson. And then after that, I got to know Minelab. We flew out to see them and stuff. Because, to be honest, they didn't believe in the internet side of video and things at that time. And we created a few things. I can't believe it, really, but I had the idea for YouTube before it even started. I wish. You know, it's 20 years ago. 20 years ago. It's flown by. And, yeah, then we did the Xterra 30, 50, and 70 DVDs for that. And that's when I brought Gordon Heritage in after that. And that's how I got to know Gordon. And we made those for Minelab, just for, you know, how do I say? The thing about corporate, they always want to see, they try and make videos and things that the CEO wants to see, right? But we wanted to make videos what the end user wanted to see. So, like, you know, average guy in the street would want to see. And I think that's why it became a success. We called it edutainment. So you had a bit of, you know, it was serious and you were learning but having fun at the same time. So that's where that concept came from. And the hat, of course. You still there? Or have you froze? Oh, I'm still here, but you've frozen. Hello? I can see me on the screen, but you've disappeared. Do I keep talking or what? Till he finds his way back?
I'm Dave D, and you're watching XP Team USA.
Hello. Phone calls to my daughter upstairs, who didn't answer, to tell her to turn her computer off. It looks like we were getting a little bit too much internet usage in the Sadler household, so I do apologise. And sorry, Gary, welcome back. I'm telling you, week in and week out, I've got a bloody lead here to fit, so it's hardwired instead of Wi-Fi. And every week I go, oh, I'll do it next week. And that's just proven I need to do it. So I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Gary, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know where it was.
Well, I was saying that you look like a young Sean Connery on front of one of your DVDs.
What was that? What was that? That was that, wasn't it?
Yeah, look at the young Sean Connery there.
No, but that's where the hat came from. Because I thought, if I'm going to make these, because they also had a Land Rover as well, and if you're going to make, I believe people have to I believe that you're a guest in somebody's house when you're on TV and stuff. So you have to have someone that they recognise you when they go on the show. So that's why I started wearing the hat. And this was before Steve Irwin wore a hat. Now, I see a lot of detectives wearing these hats now all over the flipping place.
And as well as that, Explorer, you look like an explorer with an explorer's hat on.
Yeah, but it's
you can have that.
From the Land Rover. I got that, yeah. Gordon calls me the Pratt with the hat.
So we've spoke about the Mind Lab Forum.
Yeah.
You've introduced yourself, obviously. Something else that we've spoke about and you pointed out to me today, which I didn't know existed, I must be honest, but I've looked through quite in depth, is that of the UK Detector Finds database.
Yeah.
And again, that's one of your own conceptions again.
Yeah, it is. It's, again, that's about, it's nearly, must be 15, 16 years. UK, to be honest, it was a very hot political potato, that was, when that first came out, because I was on, had the PASS forum. This is going back a long time, so if you're new to the hobby, you won't know about this. It was going back to the PASS forum, and it was meant to be a voluntary service to record and stuff, but they were pushing for forcing this and forcing that, and then I felt like the detectives weren't getting supported in various sort of things, and they were coming on and talking. I said, all right then, we'll build our own. Hell, that was no weird. Complete, but you can't do that. You can't do that. Yes, I can. And I think within about 20 minutes, the logo was up there. It was up and running and all ready to go. And see, I'm a great believer in recording, honestly, I really am. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, whatever, but it's a free choice. You have a choice if you go to Bupa or you go to NHS or whatever. But UK DFD, we record fines that that PASS don't even record. And there's loads of articles on there. But the difference is that, it was free for a while and it went free for ages. And I know people like free and think, oh, you're being greedy, you're charging £15 a year now. But what they don't know is that it costs, for maybe 16, 17 years, I've paid £3,000 a year for the server to host it and never get the money back ever.
Yeah.
So it's just something that we've gone for. But I tell you what I will do, Dave, is that, the first people, my email is gary.brun@garybrun.com. Let's say the first 15 people to send me an email now, I'll give you 3 years free to the site. 3 years free. That's 45 quid's worth plus whatever. So the first, send me an email, you put it up on the bottom, and I'll give you access for free for 3 years.
That's fantastic. I do appreciate that, as I'm sure everyone else does. If you could run a banner with Gary's email across the bottom, obviously people will be able to get that a little bit quicker if you can. It was
Gary.Brun
at
GaryBrun.com.
There you go. So, Luke, if you wouldn't mind doing that, and again, on behalf of everybody who's in the chat room, I'm sure I can say thank you for that. There we go. Look at that.
I'll give you 3 years. First 15. First
Luke,
15, they'll come in.
Email him, Luke. Email him.
15. You can go around, find, and just take a look. I'll give you 3 years, and you can see. And it's an amazing place. Just to find. We've got coins in there that would never been discovered. We are the only ones that have them registered, right? And you don't have to worry. It's all secure and everything. No one can see. Well, no, that's wrong. I can see where you found it, but you just have to trust me because I'm not going to tell anybody, and our experts. And you go in, you can print off a PDF. Your fine's validated, everything a PDF. You can store it in the database. You can read. And it's run by people who are metal detectorists. And the head ID guy is Rod Blunt, I can't say it, pneumatist, whatever. And he is amazing. He does, absolutely. Without him and the other guys who are doing that, it'd be crazy. But go and have a look. I think it's ukdfd.co.uk, and click on the database link there, not the forum. There's a forum there, but we're taking that away. It's all coming.
Luke, if you could click on database, that's the one, yeah?
Yeah, there you go. Because I've revamped it and rebuilt it, and now it's massive now. It really is. It's huge.
Well, as I say, you've pointed it out to me today, and yeah, fair dues. It is. There's a lot of information on there, and it's some fantastic information as well.
Yeah, and it's 37 million people have looked at it, Dave.
Yeah, yeah, you can see. Yeah, I mean, one area that I did like, Gary, and I know it has on different things, but the searched on map option. Obviously, I've put in my hometown. And surprisingly, there's multiple finds by me in Congleton, Biddulph, Leek, etc., etc.
Yeah,
and it gives a screen name of obviously the people who have found it, not their actual name.
Yeah.
So I know Phil from Congleton has found all these things. I'd love to have a chat with Phil from Congleton who's put them on, because some remarkable finds for local to me. So it's very, very useful.
But it doesn't show you exactly where I found it.
No, not at all.
There's a big distance out there. So, you can put your GPS coordinates in when you upload it and stuff, but that doesn't get published, and the site automatically randomizes. I think it's 5 or 10 kilometers away from where you found it, or to the next thing. So only you can see that information yourself.
I like what Daniel O'Byrne's just put up there. That was it was on briefly. The original Man in the Hat.
Daniel O'Byrne's. Do I have to email you? Can't you just give it to me? No, Daniel. I've had 20 emails in already. You're going to have to pay, pal.
Yes, it really is a good site. There's so much information on there, and I haven't even scraped the surface yet. It's and again, you can also put your finds. Obviously, if you've already registered on the Portable Antiquity Scheme, you can put them back on here as well. And what I found most important for me personally was the fact that the Portable Antiquity Scheme covers things over 300 years old, there or thereabouts. But this site, you basically, anything goes. And there's so many important artifacts and coins and such like that have been discovered that are on there post 1650 that you can't generally research via the PAS. So I found that a very valuable commodity.
Yeah. And if you go to Rod, when you're on there, there's also, if you find a hammered coin, you can just put in the basic... what you call that, numerals or the letters you see. You don't need them all, and it'll tell you which one it is. It'll work out. Yeah. So it's I'm very proud of it, actually. I mean, we don't push it like we used to do. I'm very proud of it, and as I said, we've got, even if we record 2 or 3 things that's never been recorded ever, it's still worth it. You know what I mean? You've saved them. All the info's there. It's just crazy. I mean, if you get the time for people, just take a look, and you'll be very surprised.
Do you have to be a member for actually going on there and perusing and what have you?
I think so now. I think so. I think you can't see everything. You can go and look, but I mean, there's articles that you can access and stuff like that. But there's I think it's under a quid a month. I think I just need to cover the server and stuff, and then
I completely understand. Obviously, the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. I work through GoDaddy, so basically it's built as a WordPress, the website itself. But even that itself, it's got, we don't see anything of the £1,000 a year that we're paying. We don't see any of that back. It's there and it goes. So I can completely understand what you say in regards to the monies. But hey, we love it, don't we?
Yeah. That's it. Everyone in this day and age, everyone expects things for free and doesn't understand that someone has to pay for it in the long run.
Yeah.
We've got no sponsors or anything. Yeah, it's me and Gordon actually who financed it. So
I'm just looking. Somebody's mentioned the book. John Clayton's mentioned the book that he used as a Bible years ago called Chester and the Northern Marches. It was by Guy R. Williams, and it was originally published in 1968, John. Oh, you've still got it. So there you go. It's just it intrigued me greatly as I was reading, and that was my dog barking in the back. I've got the window open because I'm so warm. Do apologize. It's not as bad as the dog next door that barks every time that the woman goes out, and it's constantly howling and barking until she comes home, and that's why I had a headache. It's the dog. There was a cat in the garden, and the dog's going mad. I could hear the little lad, Nanny, Nanny. So that's been around for about 17 years then.
Yeah.
And the
carry on,
no, you carry on. You carry on.
Yeah, it's 17 years. It's still going. It's still thing. If anyone's experts or anything, it's all run by volunteers, and all the accounts are open, so everyone can see where the money goes. It's all 100% honest and stuff. But if you're an expert in anything, IDing stuff, you can apply to join the team and help out. But it's made by detectorists for detectorists. That's what it is. So
there's a chap I'm going to put you in communication with. We had a detectable show back in April. It was instead of the spring detectable, we had a live detectable show on a Saturday night with lots of guests, and we done different areas: Neolithic, Roman, Anglo-Saxon, etc., etc. We had the show cut into certain bits, and we had a chap on talking about Roman finds, and he's in America. He's never been over here in any way, shape, or form. His name's Chip Grzinski. We're hopefully getting him back, but he can't do a weeknight show because of work and the time difference in America. We're hoping to do a Saturday night show with him. I tell you what, Gary, I've never, ever, ever, and most of the people who watched, and there's people still asking yesterday on that post I put up on the thingy about what we can do, nobody I've ever met has known or been able to identify Roman finds like Chip. Absolutely stunning, and I'm sure people who comment at the bottom agreeing with me. Absolutely, and I'll have to put you in communication with him, because what an absolute asset he'll be to the database, certainly.
Yeah, brilliant.
Somebody agree with me, so I sound like I know what I'm on about, please. So you've been detecting 20 years.
Yeah.
You must have found some absolutely fantastic things in your time.
I've got stuff in the Norwegian Museum, but you don't see in the UK. And if I'm really honest, when it all started off, most of my work was on the beaches, shallow water hunting with gold and silver rings and all sorts, And but then the forums and UKDFD and everything took over all that. I never got time to go out. Everything was, my whole life was based around this thing, day and night. It was just, it was a lot of work to keep all that stuff running. You had, and I think you most probably know the same yourself with, beginning to run a site yourself. It takes a lot of your time.
It certainly does.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So what you mentioned about the Norwegian Museum? What's the difference between metal detecting in the UK, and for people who don't know, Gary lives in Norway. What's the difference between UK metal detecting and archaeology and metal detecting in Norway?
This is where you'd be surprised. Everything, like you have your Treasure Act in England and everything like that, but everything over 50, I can't remember the exact date, 15th something, below the 15th something, belongs straight to the government. So that's everything over 100 years old that is found in the water also belongs to the government or the crown or wherever. They don't have the same as you. Now, if I'm detecting on a piece of land and I find something that is like a coin from the 15th century, as soon as I find it, that place is automatically protected with a 5-meter exclusion zone.
Wow.
So it's automatically protected. Only when I know it's over, that old. So by the time I've found about how many 500 of those coins, and I realised that they're, but that's not the case. But anything, over that, if I find it, boom, 5 meter exclusion zone. It's protected, and I can't go on it again. Can't go near it. So that's it. Very strict, and anything over 100 years old that's found in the water or the sea or something also belongs to them. And there's no reward. Well, I've never had a reward yet. You just get a nice photograph of the find and thank you very much. But when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I mean, this is my home now, so I respect the laws and, you know, live by it and do those things. So, but when I'm in England, it's completely different.
So, are there any licenses and such like for metal detecting, or is it, you know, you get your metal detector, you can go?
No, you can go as long as you go the right places and the stuff. And like in Sweden, it's illegal to do metal detect in Sweden, but in Norway it's not. So yeah, but it's very strict though. So I mean, you're the first to hear it now. It's unofficially maybe working on a show over here on Norwegian TV. You won't believe it. They've got no history shows here at all. Nothing about. They've got a massive history, but no history shows. But I'm working on something maybe that's going to come over here. But the problem is I need to find an archaeologist that can go out and have a sense of humor that we do, the other people, and then, you know, so when we do find something, we have an archaeologist who can make the decision, yes, we can carry on and get it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a difficult one, I think. So
Norway had a rich history regarding Vikings.
Yeah.
Have you found anything Viking related over there?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. In fact, the first MineLabOwners.com rally was held in Norway, one of the big ones, and they all came over. And just up the road from where I live, there's all Viking graves all over the place. Honestly, you won't believe it. And don't get me wrong, we haven't been detecting on the Viking graves, but there's all Viking graves all around. I have what you call, what's that in English? It's a little horse. It's a horse weight. Hestelod in Norwegian, a horse weight, and it was used to weigh things. Just like a New Forest pony, the shape of a New Forest pony. And that was from 10th, 11th century. That's in, but I've not, as I said, something else. I forgot what you call it. I don't know what you call it in English, but it's something that you hold your toga together.
Right.
Your toga on, and that was
a penannular brooch, something like that.
No, it was like a twisted piece of wire with sharp hooks on the end. It was
right.
I think it's registered on UKDFD. If you look on my finds, you'll see.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, definitely.
So, and that's it. But most of my stuff was in the water with the Excalibur. And I got all the diving equipment. You won't believe it. If you've seen the show, all the diving equipment. And it was like, me and Gordon were like Pirates of the Caribbean. We got these big masks with earphones and microphones in. And we're literally walking on the bottom of the water, swinging, talking to each other. Absolute crazy. And no bottles, just pumping the air down. Yeah.
You sent me a video before the outtakes, the bloopers from one of them shows. And you could see all that, and it looks such a good laugh. And this morning when we spoke, you actually give me a tour of the homestead, should we say? And something that automatically I'm coming to Gary straight away. You said, Dave, come and have a look at this, and you took me and lifted the tarpaulin. Tell us about that, Gary.
It's a great big. Daniel Burns don't have one of these. I know he likes to think he has everything. I got you. It's a big gold dredge, a gold dredger that floats on the water. Also pumps air down to you, and a flipping pipes like this to suck up all the gold off the riverbed. And yes, we do have gold on the riverbed and nuggets here in Norway. I just haven't had time to go out and do it. But yeah, we do. We have gold.
And again, do you need permission from any particular entity regarding doing that?
No, not really. In the middle of the mountain. I mean, some land does belong to people, but in Norway, the land belongs to the people, really. Like an example, right? In England, you can get done for trespassing by going on somebody's land in winter or walking. Or they'll even do you if you walk on the road, say, even though you haven't done any damage, you know, you're trespassing there. But here in Norway, as long as you don't do any damage, you can go anywhere. You can go on anybody's land, I mean, and stuff like that. But Norwegians, they're very respectful and stuff, but there's no trespassing law, except military bases and stuff like that. But apart from that, no.
So I don't know if you've actually seen the program, Gold Rush White Water, I think it's called, and it's so your gold dredge is essentially what they're using on that program.
Yes. Yep. A big thing. And I just haven't had it out yet. It's custom made for me, and I share it with Gordon Heritage as well. But come COVID, he's been building his house and everything, so he can't get over here. And to be honest with you, it's not what I want to go and do alone. It's not one of those things you go. Even when we used to go diving, I never did it alone. Ever. I always took someone with me, because you never know. I mean, I nearly drowned.
If you ever need a pal, I'll certainly come over and assist there. And even though I've never been diving, I'll be straight at the bottom with you.
Yeah, you were. Gordon was straight in, no fear, no nothing. That's another story. Ask him how I saved his life.
Which time? Because I'm sure there's more than once.
I gotta tell you, right, with this hookah system we had, right. So Gordon's down at the bottom because he'd had no fish. Straight down the bottom. I'm up the top. And I'm squirting my mouthpiece. There's no flipping air coming through this. But every time I was squirting the air out, there wasn't enough air getting down to Gordon. So I'm like, and Gordon come up, boom, like a rocket, choking like crazy. And I grabbed him. Yeah, I said, I saved your life, I did. So that's a living joke. That I was like drowning him at the bottom and didn't know.
Well, I'm sure we'll be asking Gordon to appear on the show in his side of that story, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll give you a different one for sure, yeah.
Well, I'm just so you can go and have a wee or something for a minute, I'm just going to play the video for the advertisement for the UK DFD. So, Luke, if you would kindly share the screen, and I will do that. Just waiting. There we go. So if I go in there, and we'll go in that.
By recording your finds, you can contribute to assembling the great jigsaw puzzle of our past and add to the 50,000 items added to the database. Launched in September 2005 with many references in academic papers and research books and specialist websites, as of this video, over 100 finds recorded as finds of special significance because of their uniqueness and rarity. Metal detecting performs an important role of increasing our knowledge of the past. Finds of Celtic coins, for example, have dramatically increased our knowledge of our Iron Age ancestors. The UK DFD, recording our heritage for future generations.
What a lovely voiceover as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's again, people who don't know that Gary is the owner of the UK Detectors Finds database, which we spoke about previously. So, what's including Dave streaking? I missed that one. And I did notice that lovely chap, Mr. Julian Evan Hart, also appeared in the video then.
Yeah, Julian was there, yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't know how he got. I interviewed him a few times for some projects that we did. some videos with Gordon. Yeah, and also, yeah.
So, HOARD hunters, people know you. Obviously, a lot of people know you generally as it is, but what brought you to a lot of people's attention was HOARD hunters, which was a show by the History Channel, which aired in 2013. It's there and thereabouts. You can find bits and bobs on YouTube, which tomorrow is together.
You're gone.
Of what we, but some HOARD hunters. Am I?
You're dropping out here. And it's not my connection, I don't think. Can you still hear me? Your daughter's got Wi-Fi on again, lad.
I'm back.
Are you back?
Am I here? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
There's something wrong.
Marvellous. Up at 7.
You need to buy a new
computer. That's going on tomorrow. Bloody thing. Bloody modded technology. Where was I? HOARD hunters. How did that come to fruition?
Right. Gordon and I used to we did the shallow water hunting DVDs. We did the exploring, the exterior, and the GPX 5000s and things for Minelab stuff. Anyway, there was someone, I think it was a guy called John Winter, and ITV were looking to make a show. And it was going to be called Who Digs Wins. And what it was like loads of metal detecting teams competing against each other, and they'd win a Roman gold statue or something worth a whole lot of money in plain English. And Gordon and I went down for this tryout and everything. We found out what it was, and we just said, no, sorry, we're not interested actually. And what? Yeah, because we believed that show was going to bring the hobby into disrepute. I mean, it was really money-related, money-grabbing. And at that time, it wasn't good for the hobby. So we turned it down. But we said, we do have this idea. So we explained to them the concept of HOARD hunters. And they liked that more than their own idea. And then we had a meeting with the History Channel and everything, because it was a toss-up between History Channel or National Geographic, and History Channel weren't sure, and then at the end National Geographic did want it, but it was promised to History. So that's how it came about. And then we got booked to do the pilot, and then you can see that picture of me, I think it was on Treasure Hunter. That's when I found the first coin, the first hammered coin that gave us the series, actually, because that proved the proof of concept that it was there. But we wanted it to show metal detecting as it really was. You know, I mean, to be honest, we didn't find that much, but people think that metal detecting is all gold and crap loads of money and also, but we showed finding silver foil, tin cans, but it was the crack. It was just me and Gordon. You were following me and Gordon, the two mates' rivalry. It was like the Top Gear of metal detecting, to be honest. That's what it was like. So we did that. We did 8 shows in total. I had 50-odd nights in a hotel in Milton Keynes. I was really homesick at the end of that. And it's hard work. I mean, people think it's easy, but it's flipping hard work. I tell you, hard work.
How did the different vehicles come into the show?
Well, the people who know me before HOARD Hunters and Minelab, I had a big competition off-road Defender called Boris. Boris is famous for going up Corf Hill and a few things like that. You have to search for those. He's a legend, is Boris, the Defender. Oh, I should have sent you some pictures. But what I want to do, I talked to Gordon, I sort of believe that if we could have like the Top Gear of metal detecting, so I wanted something where, you know, I like Land Rovers, so even if you weren't into metal detecting, you like Land Rovers, you'd come in and watch it for the Land Rover cars, or women could watch it because it was humorous and fun and edutainment, as I call it. Two guys taking the mickey out of each other, and then also detecting was also there. So it was the three, just like Top Gear, really. That's how I saw it in my head, and we modelled it on like being a Top Gear. But Gordon was the clever one, and I was the dumb crap. And every time I come on that show, you could hear them playing stupid music in the background and everything. Because what they do, they take your personality. I mean, you've only just known me recently, but they take your personality and they multiply it, say, about 20 times. Because when you're in somebody's house, they don't know you. So they have to build you up and take your personality and build it up. So Gordon came out as the really, really clever one. I came out as the dumbass. But I don't care.
But you did tell people to remember to take toilet roll, where I actually used baby wipes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a laugh. It was hard work. But to be honest, we were a bit ahead of our time because we were the first ones on metal detecting. We were the first ones, and after us came the comedy show in England, and
Detectorist, yeah.
came, and a few others. So we were a little bit ahead of our time, really. But we did we're the first to bring metal detecting to British TV, and it was I'm proud of that, and did it in a good way. Okay, you can't please everybody. Same with you, mate. You do something, people will call you, or I like Gordon, or I like Gary, or what a knobhead, or what this, what that, and the other. But, you know, we did it with an honest heart, and we did it. We got on TV, and we promoted the hobby of metal detecting, which we think in a humorous and an entertaining way. What made you go and live in Norway?
So out of myself and Luke, I'll be the knobhead, and he's the intelligent one. Scotty B asks, he's never watched Horde Hunters, which I'm shocked at, Scotty, and you're going to get a slap for that. What channel is it on, and are they in anywhere we can watch it or even catch up? Now, I know I've looked today via Sky, and I can't see it on the History Channel catch up. So is there anywhere that's got at least part of the episode? Obviously, YouTube have 3-minute clips of like Corfe Castle and such like, but is there anywhere that people can find the programme in its near entirety?
It was on History Channel, did it? Then it was on Blaze TV. Blaze TV did run it. In fact, History have run it twice. Blaze have run it twice. And then I don't know if I can say that, but I have a place where I have them all anyway.
You didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that. There's something wrong with Erkinopoly. So it was a bit funny.
So what I'll do tomorrow, I'll try and hunt online to see if I can find it in a place that Gary hasn't given me, i.e. Blaze Catch-Up or anything like that, and I'll list it on the Big Metal Detecting Show Facebook group.
You can find it.
If I can find it. If not, I'll put a playlist together on YouTube with all the clips, and then at least you can see what's what on there, Scotty, and anybody else interested.
Yeah.
Just reading what Scotty said then. But obviously, you brought that to the UK, and then what are the names?
Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon as well, and the archaeologist. Now, a lot of TV archaeologists are prim and proper. Brought up the archaeological way as people perceive them. But the archaeologist on Horde Hunters, he was somebody you'd meet down the pub. Proper down to earth, not all airs and graces. Really, really nice chap by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's why we liked him. But that's another story that I can't go into. I'll tell you that stories there. But no, he's a good guy, but he had a short-term memory problem. And also, what you don't know is on those shows, like, they kept seeking, like, Gordon would find something, and they wouldn't tell me what it is. Or I'd find something and they wouldn't tell Gordon, and they wouldn't tell Mike either. So we find things were kept secret. So when you see us, like when I found, we're at, what's his name? The Bee Gees house. Brian Gibb and stuff, and I found these soldiers and stuff. Gordon had no idea what they were, but the archaeologists traced them down. It was unbelievable. That was the best one ever. But it was all surprise. It was literally, we did not know. And Gordon found that anvil, which we did find out in the end. There was only 3 ever found in the whole of England, and it was an anvil of Roman times. Yeah,
I take it all of these finds are on the UK Detectors Finds database.
I don't know, but they're all in the museums. We never kept anything.
Yeah.
I think, well, I need to check. That's a very good point. I'm not so sure, but we, what's the name? Everything we had, everything we found, we donated to the museums. So that was another thing, you know, to make, so we didn't look like metal detectors were money grabbers and all that sort of things, which the archaeologists were trying to, not all archaeologists, don't get me wrong, but we're trying to project that, and we wanted to counteract that, which we did. So
Luke's currently found a site called Trakt, Trakt, and that's got some short videos from Horde Hunters on. There's one I use called Vimeo, which people generally take content that's a few years old and put on there. So we may actually find it on Vimeo also. So
yeah,
we'll have a look at that. And as I say, I'll try and include some updates on the Facebook page tomorrow, or even I could try and put a post together on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, and we'll get that out and disseminated as well. Because as I say, I mean, Scotty B's been doing it for a few years now, but he'd never heard of, he's never seen Horde Hunters. And as I said to you at the start of the show, being on 7 years ago, a lot of people new to the hobby in the past 4, 5, 6 years, no idea.
Yeah, and it's shown. I think it's shown three rounds at eight shows in history. 2 rounds on. It's shown in. The only way it hasn't been shown, it's been shown all over Europe. It's been shown in Norway. It's been here. It's been in the armed forces with stuff over there and stuff with the British armed forces. Bahrain. But it's never been in America. It's a shame.
I'm doing what I do again, and I've just come to me. I'm looking on Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime has everything, and I'll tell you in a minute why I'm saying that. Horde Hunters. Let's try on Amazon Prime. Yeah, and it's thinking about it. Anyway, while I was off on furlough, no, it's not on there, sadly. While I was off on furlough, I went on to Amazon Prime and I put treasure hunting just to look for films that'll get the little lad enticed into treasure hunting, you know, like the Goonies and such like. And you know, I told Luke about it. I found so many metal detecting videos self-made by people in America. There was absolutely loads of them. And Horde Hunters isn't even on there. Bloody Amazon.
No. Well, I'm looking to fix that problem soon.
Gareth Howard says, talking of the Bee Gees, Aaron, are you ever going back to the Led Zeppelin house? I enjoyed that video. So I presume he means Aaron Weedle on that one. There's loads of new people in the group tonight, so good evening to all the people who've not watched before. It's great to have you here. Waves from Gary. Mark Lawson. He's out tomorrow with Sid Frag and stay on his Horde site, hoping for more goodies. Now, Mark was our guest last week. What I didn't know about Mark Lawson, that he's an ex-professional jockey. And somebody asked for a tip at the end of the show. So he gave us a tip, and it come absolutely nowhere. So thanks for that, Mark. I've got loads of people at work not fuming over that, calling you over that. Oh, do this. Professional jockey told me last night. Oh, we'll have that. They all hate me now. They all hate me anyway, but they hate me more now. So, following Horde Hunters, what's been happening in the last 7 years after that then?
After Horde Hunters, and I had a few, had a, what do you call it, couple of karaoke pubs, because as I told you, I used to be a professional singer, and I run those things there. And then I started to work on, no, that was it. I got my drone license, so I got into some big drones and passed all the licenses for that. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I went to, I see Neil Jones has logged on now as well. We went to Nevada. I forgot about that. Gold detecting in the desert, a place called Winnemucca, me, Gordon, and his wife, and find gold. And the story about that is, I came back with, what does he call it? A camel's ball bag? What's that?
Scrotum?
A camel's scrotum. Yeah, a camel's scrotum. A camel's ball bag. That's the only thing I forget the English words.
It's a leftover elbow.
I forget the English words. Anyway, I came back with these, what do you call it, these nuggets and stuff that we got. And the nuggets are worth more than the weight in gold, right? Because the people collect them.
Yeah.
So I come home with this a bag full of golden nuggets, about, in your money, about 7,000 quid's worth, right?
Yeah.
So I come home with this, got it in, put it on the side. Now, what you don't know is, when I go detecting, get the rings and the diamond rings and the gold rings on the beaches, my wife collects them all and weighs it in, right? So I've got like 6-7 grand's worth of gold. I'm not there one day. My missus weighs it in. Do you know how much I got for it? 1,200.
Less than you would have hoped.
About 1,200 quid. Couldn't believe it. All that, she weighed it in. So that was, that was a Nevada with Neil Jones. You know Neil? Do you know Neil? Neil Jones? No.
I've heard of him. I don't think we've been cordially introduced as
he's
yet.
He's a little 6-foot pygmy, I call him. Yeah. So no, but after that, what did I do? What do I do now? Yeah, I'm working on maybe something over here in Norway. I've been looking. Did I send you that info about MD Uni? Metal Detecting University. I'm working on something there now. So, because YouTube is absolutely full of so much stuff that you can't find your way around. So,
and a lot of it isn't the greatest.
Yeah, so I'm working using my programming skills and stuff like that to make something where anybody with any detectors and stuff can go, but you're going to get good information and proper information. And some of it will be pay-per-view. Some of it will have, how do I say, secret places where you can find secret shows that no one can find or see, and they will all be there. But there'll be things, that it's very difficult to see, and they'll be there. And then also maybe some sort of profit sharing thing. If you make something that's really good and you put it up there, and people get a lot of people coming, and and stuff. It's going to be like, how to explain. My idea is like an app store. You can pay $2 to watch tips on how to set this machine up, or how to do that, or how to do that, which I think is needed with good information and stuff, and good quality, but also a place where people can upload their own things and share their own stuff, which doesn't have to be, but it has to be truthful and have the right information, not full of kangaroo scrotums, should I say.
So who will police that? Because potentially you've got to have masses of videos uploaded. How will you police the content?
Well, to be honest, I've started doing that stuff there now. But when you upload, it doesn't go live straight away. It will send out information to me or the team and say, look, this video is in, and we will review it and take a look. And if we believe it's good enough and stuff, it'll be moved into a certain area and stuff like that. It's, as I said, it's up and running. It's all there. It all works, but it's getting the logistics and working out exactly how to do it. So I'm trying to influence that side of because there's so much false information out there. I'm telling you. Have you seen these people walking around with these like what do you call them? And they're selling them for thousands of dollars, some of them, and they go like this and do vining or something. You go up there. Look at this treasure I found in a great big pot of treasure. It's full of kangaroo scrotums. So no. So I mean, I must admit I do miss England though. I miss the Corf rallies, and I used to go on a lot of rallies. I had a lot of fun and
having some issues today with.
You what?
It's me. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if
Well, I can see myself and hear myself clearly. I'm watching you. Well, but anyway, they can watch it when it it'll still be recording, won't it? So when you show it back again, so I can see myself here and on the screen, but you've disappeared again. You need to get that wired connection in, pal. Yeah, it's you. You've gone. You've disappeared.
I'm Dave D, and you're watching XP Team USA.
Sorry, it's DJ.
I think this is what or toy shop. A little bit too about the situation. I think whatever you actually been involved
And I'm back, and I was ringing Gary. I very much apologise, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely my internet that's been the issue this evening, and I'll definitely be sorting that out over the next week so this doesn't happen again. And I can only apologise profusely, Gary. I do apologise for that.
Problem, you need to get a phone.
It'll be done tomorrow. The internet's been playing silly buggers over the past week. It's even been kicking me out on my phone. And I've not got the best reception on my mobile phone data in the house as it is. So that'll be sorted tomorrow because I've fell out with it now.
Okay.
So thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. Thank you, Gary, and thank you, Luke.
What we all got here? Listen to this.
Go on.
Donald Scott Dubé, Adam Weedle,
Debate, yeah.
Dirk Jides Mag, Hi Gary Michael, Dirk Jides, Wellers Simon Wellers, Dig It Mark Metal, Young Clayton, Darren Booth, Philip Hardy, Scott Beer, Snickles Dad, Graham Lowe, Jonathan Roberts. You're all in. I'll fix you that later tonight or tomorrow. Your 3 years access.
Marvellous. Thank you, Gary.
The names. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I did notice you were pronouncing some of your names in Norwegian then.
Was that?
Yeah. Come over. Give us a few sentences of Norwegian. Let's see what you've got.
What you want? Men, jeg kan snakke norsk. Det er ingen problem. Jeg heter Gary Brun. Jeg kommer fra Manchester. Jeg bor i Frodsham i England. Jeg har vært der for mange år. Men når jeg flyttet til Norge, jeg er gift med 2 barn, og ja, hurdy-gurdy chicken. Put the chicken.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Here we have to go. Here we have the bang.
That's marvelous. How many years have you been there, Gary?
28.
Wow.
Yeah, as I said, I met the missus in Cyprus, moved in the second day, 3 days engaged, 3 months married, honeymoon night pregnant, moved to Norway, been here ever since. Love at first bite. It was so hot. Yeah.
Fair dues. Perfect. Well,
yeah.
Is anybody in the, obviously before we chat anymore or before we end the show, is
anyone any questions? Oh, it's me again. You cut yourself off, but if anyone has any questions, just I've got time for that. I've got time. It's up to you, mate. So
yeah, if anybody's got any questions, pop them in the comments box and we'll get them over to you. Hoody hoo, says Neil Jones.
That's Neil Jones. That's Neil there. Hoody hoo. Put the chicken in the pan. That's what he's taking the Michael out of me there. Let me see if I can find your chat list. There we go. Right. All right.
So anybody in the chat room or any of the viewers at the moment, if you've got... Do you know, John, I asked him exactly the same this morning. Is it snowing? What's the weather like? And he took me outside. This is where I got the tour.
Yeah.
And it was stunning. Absolutely stunning.
There's a couple of polar bears in the field, though, weren't there?
They were horses, weren't they? With white coats on. Graham Grezalo asks, what machines have you used?
I have used nearly every mine lab you can think of, mostly. That's what it was at that time. It was mostly mine lab stuff. And then I did one promotional thing for Fisher. And that was it, really. I've been very spoilt because, I was making Mine Lab stuff and doing the stuff. I could get whatever I wanted, and I didn't have to pay for it, actually. I got it for free. So, but when I finished with it, a lot of the stuff I gave away at the end of it to other people in the UK. And on Tesoro, I used, what was that? Rapier, I think it was. Tesoro and F75 and a T2 and a few things like that. But mostly the high-end machines So I've been very blessed that way, really. So,
Darren Booth asks, have you ever found a hoard yourself?
yes, in Croatia.
Really?
Gordon and I, we were doing some work for the Croatian government, and we were over there and we discovered a settlement which they never knew there was there. We found a few, actually, quite a few, and discovered a new settlement, and that was an amazing experience. Yeah, so yeah, we have. With just the look of the draw, we didn't find it on the TV, so it just showed you we weren't, you know, well, how do you call it, bullshitting anyone. It was just what you see is what you get.
Official Gold Digger asks, what was your best find?
My best find was my gold nuggets in the desert with Neil Jones and Gordon. Because like in England, right, you have your hammered, you have the Romans, you have the Celtic. But the oldest thing you can find is a diamond or a gold nugget. And I found a gold nugget. That's my best find to me. The best find ever.
Neil Jones says to ask you about the mafia.
Oh, it's now. Is this the mafia? Is this the death threats? No. Do you know what this is? This. Oh, it's coming up. This is when we were in a place called Winnemucca, and we were out, and see, Neil's a little guy, and he looks like a bruiser, a bouncer, and a little. We lived in a place called Winnemucca in America, but Neil was called Mini Ucka and we used to go out. And anyway, I was out at this casino, and I'm not joking you, I won loads and loads of money. It was just on the thing. And it was really, and it looked like this guy who we went to, because everyone lost and I won. Just how it was. I won, I mean, shitloads of money. And just the look of the draw. And this guy looked like he was from the mafia. And that's what Neil's on about there. Tell him about the mafia. But they thought, when I walked in, they thought Neil was my bouncer, my bruiser.
Your bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's on about.
John Clayton asks, is it dear to live in Norway?
Yes. I'll give you an example. You want to buy a pint of beer? A pint of beer here will cost you, let me see, about £9.50.
Joking.
A packet of cigarettes, maybe it's the same. A packet of cigarettes about £10.30. A loaf of bread, £3.
Wow.
Pint of milk, just under £3. But the wages we get are a lot higher and stuff like that. So, but it's extremely. I mean, as people who come over to England and visit me, you know, they stay with me for free. They couldn't afford hotels or nothing, or to go on a holiday like that, unless you know you have a good bank account, because you know, it's out of the range of most people, because it is a lot of money. So, but the money we earn is equivalent. So.
Phil Hardy asks, do you ever think there'll be another TV series? I presume he means in the UK.
I'm really hoping that there is, because we are, you know, we talked about it and stuff. I think, do you know what I've really thought about? I was thinking about maybe crowdfunding it. I know that may sound strange, but crowdfunding it, so we go to different countries, like we go Germany, we go England, we go America, Australia and stuff, and then you take the well-known detectorists from like America, from Germany, from Italy, France, Australia, and you go out and you all, you know, then you open your market up to a huge and wider audience on that. Then you get the humor and the education, but then you attract all the people in, and then you know, all, but maybe get people to supported, and then they get, you know, the free shows to look at. Maybe it costs them, like, you know, they can donate, you know, and then they'll get. That's what I've been thinking about, crowdfunding the next one, and then we can go all over the place and make shows. And then, you know, one of the persons who does help crowdfund it, we will pay for them to come with us, or the winner of it, or whatever, to come with us and do the show, and then sell it to the networks after that, or put it online and just sell it from there. Because I'm not sure about the UK. You know, like History Channel, they did. It's like, you remember all those shows. At one point, it was all sharks, nothing but sharks, and then it was Vikings, and then it was metal detecting, and then boom, and then it's gone again. So it moves. So I haven't got a clue. Does that make sense?
It does, it does. Well, I certainly, for one, hope that we do see you back on the screens, because, you know, as well as being interesting in all the ways that we spoke about earlier, it was also informative. It taught people a lot about the subject, about the hobby, about metal detecting, about the machines, about the research in the locations, and about big vehicles.
That's what we wanted, Dave. That's what we wanted. That was the whole idea of us, Gordon and I. We wanted to show metal detecting in an honourable light, and it wasn't just, you know, not just money grabbers and gold diggers and flog everything on eBay and get rich quick and all that sort of stuff. We wanted to show the hobby for what it really was, and it was extremely fascinating. I think we achieved that. Okay, don't get me wrong. Some detectorists were slagging us off and whatever, but you think about it. If you're not a metal detectorist and you're an average person who lives at home, never been detecting in your life, what's the most boring thing you could ever watch? Was someone just digging a hole in the ground and spending half an hour and pulling out a pull tab. So you had to have stories that would fit for the everyday population and not just the detecting community. But we got some hits from the detecting community when it should have been this and that. But the audience was bigger than the detecting community. In fact, you know, it was you got to think millions and millions of people watched that series all over Europe. Yeah. Millions. And it brought the hobby, I believe, into a good light. And I think it also helped the detector manufacturers and the dealers a lot as well, I think.
Well, I'm sure there was the trend rose when that was on the air, and the same as it rose when Detectorist was on the air. Same as it rose when American Diggers was shown in the UK with KG and Ringy. Each one obviously had an effect on the amount of people involved in the hobby. And it'd be actually interesting to see demographics and analytics for the periods after the free shows to see how many new machines were sold around the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Luke from Joe and Ellen, Luke will most probably know a lot of that if he wants to give that information away.
Yeah.
But Luke, I think to be able to do that. But I know MindLab could see it anyway. Another thing, what you didn't see about that, because remember Gordon was a field tester for MindLab and stuff, and we did stuff together and stuff. But like the CTX 3030, which was, we were using that before it was ever released. So we were testing that on the shows and stuff, and using it and working it all out and testing it. And so when the show was released, the CTX 30, luckily for MindLab, the CTX 3030 was released. So for them, that was a big coup to have that machine in all their programs. But all our equipment we used in there was MindLab equipment.
Yeah.
Then we got some coils from Coil Tech in Australia, which was really helpful. But we never denied the fact that we were using MindLab equipment because we were MindLab guys. So apart from my my hookah system with the diving systems and stuff, but that's what it was. But
Detector Network, that's Scott Holden. He basically asks you, would you be interested in checking out Detector Network, which I'll point you towards tomorrow. It's basically Facebook for metal detectorists. So it's more or less exactly the same platform, but it's for metal detectorists. And I've signed up. A lot of people signed up, and it's a good site. It gives you that, where you haven't got the whole Facebook drama and malarkey going on. There's
Yeah.
none of that, and it's a decent network. Me and Luke
Yeah.
are both signed up. In fact, the show Scott's on my behalf. He puts the show on automatically on a Thursday night, so it's running on there. So hello to everyone watching on the Detector Network.
Yeah, I'll pop over and take a look. If I'm really honest, Dave, I get so many people adding me to groups. I've got hundreds of metal detecting groups that people add me to, and I can't keep up. I can't keep up with them all. It's only by off chance that I was doing something and you popped up on a feed. I'd never heard of this thing before. You popped up, and then there's a few other people have different things, and you know, it's really hard to how do I say, you don't want to offend people by not going or doing stuff, because when you do something you want to get involved, and then, you know, like, so many people ask you questions all the time, you get bombarded. It's really hard, and it's not being big-headed, mate. I'm not big-headed at all in any way, just that I can't keep up. In the end, you know, it's just so much, and it's not just from England, it's from America, it's Australia, it's Europe, it's all over the place. Comes in all the time, so now you have to filter. So I took a break for a while, but yeah, sure, I promise I will go along and take a look. But I'm working with the UK DFD and the MD Uni and maybe a few other stuff, and you know.
Yeah, somebody else has just put on, metal detecting is again featuring in Coronation Street, putting it in a bad light again.
Oh, maybe that's Neil Jones in there then. I'm sure of it. Little 6-foot Winnie Mucker.
One final question I've got. Oh, John Clayton says he's signed up but still can't get his profile stuff up, and can I take Facebook group over? Basically, John, you're going to have to start it from scratch. But as I say, the drama and the amount, some groups on Facebook have got 10, 20,000 people in it, and you can't keep up. This is more manageable, and being solely a Facebook type metal detecting thing, you can just concentrate on metal detecting and not go end up watching cat dancing videos or dogs pooing videos.
Exactly. That's what I. But Dave, what I can say to you, don't know it, but again, not big-headed, but I'm quite clever in building forums and websites and PHP and stuff, and I've got a massive server. So if you, and it is a big server in the UK, which will pay a lot of money and stuff, but if you need any help, just give us a shout, pal. If you need help, I'll try and see what
Very
I can
much
do.
appreciated, thank you.
Seriously.
Scott Alden's actually texted me from Detector Network offering something similar, so I'm sure we'll be able to sort something out in the future.
Yeah.
Definitely. One last question. Do you have any green waste or metallic waste issues in Norway, like we have in the UK?
None at all.
Oh, we're all moving there.
No, Norway doesn't do that. They're very, extremely, it's an extremely clean place and clean people. They respect nature so much, you won't believe it, honestly. I mean, you can go walk in the streets, there's no rubbish in the streets, honestly. And you go in the centre of Oslo, and you walk down, there's not papers and McDonald's wrappers everywhere. So and it's not like they're sending people, don't get me wrong, at night, the weekends and stuff, where everyone's out having a few drinks and Browns and List, that there is rubbish and they have people come through and clean it up. But they're extremely clean people and respect the nature a lot, yeah. Except we eat whales.
Never tasted it. Do you know one thing that obviously a massive difference that I've noticed, but only on TV and such like, when you snow in Norway, it snows, you get feet of snow and life continues as normal. You get one snowflake in the UK and the world shuts down.
Yeah, I know. I was over there, we have winter tires, so by law we have to have 2 sets of tires. We have summer tires and winter tires, and some of them have got aluminium. In Norwegian they're called pigs, aluminium pigs, or I don't know
studs.
Studs, yeah, aluminium studs in them. But the snowplows go 24 hours around the clock. And in winter, I drive a snowplow. That's how I earn a living as well in the winter around here. I drive a big snowplow. And what's the name? You know, we do 80 kilometers, about 50, 60 miles an hour on snow, everywhere.
Wow.
No one thinks a word about it because they all know. But England, the whole country stops.
I know.
The kids' schools don't close. Kids are playing out in the snow and everything like that. In England, you shut them down, but in Norway, they play out in the rain and snow and everything. Yeah, and they have so many words for snow. In England, you have snow and sleet, don't you?
Yeah.
In Norway, you have like 6 or 7 different meanings of the word snow. So and rain as well. So,
how's it been in Norway regarding COVID-19?
It's funny you should say that. It's very good, actually. I think we've only, you'll be able to look it up, but I think we've hardly had any cases, maybe 3,000 cases total or something like that, and not about 200, maybe 300 deaths in total. So it's very good. I know, but right, and the reason why that is because Norwegians keep themselves to themselves. There's a big joke here now in there, keeping your 2-meter distance. But now they've changed that. Now Norwegians can go back to their natural 5-meter distance because they don't hug you or they don't cuddle like in France, Italy, Spain. They're all kissing and cuddling, family and stuff. Norwegians aren't like that. They're not. They're not. What I like about the Norwegian people is if they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, you know it.
Yeah.
Not like us in English with so good and 2 manners and stuff. But Norwegians, if they don't like you, you know it. You know exactly where you are. So that's the beauty of this part. I like that a lot.
It's somewhere I'd love to visit. Absolutely.
You can do that. It's 40 quid Ryanair to Oslo.
Is that it? Really? Yeah, mind you, not at the minute. Not at the minute. They're cancelling everything.
No. But, you know, it's not expensive. It's not expensive. I live about an hour away from the Oslo Gardermoen Airport. So, but I live in the middle of nowhere in a little farm in the middle of a forest. So,
well, when I know that you've got the thing out on the water, mine's gone dead. The dredge out in the water. I'll sneak up on you and dive in. Pull your pants down.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Gary. It's been absolutely what?
It's gone quick.
It has an hour and 40 minutes. It's one of our longest shows.
It's flown by.
So for people who don't know, if you look for ukdfd.co.uk, that will take you to what we spoke about at the start of the show, the UK Detectorist Finds Database, which is well worth a visit. And obviously, Gary, I hope to speak to you again in the future. It's been great talking to you. And I'm sure we could sit talking for several more hours easily.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed it, pal. It's been a laugh. It really
has. It's been great having you.
It's dead down to earth. And I mean, to be honest, Dave, if you're going to get anywhere with this, that's the key to what you do. Down to earth, be yourself. Don't try and be somebody not. Don't try and be some fancy reporter. Just be Dave. And that's it. You'll crack it, pal. That's it.
Well, the only problem we have is I'm a technophobe, so I can't have a conversation with Beaver about the technology. So then we have to bring someone else in a co-host.
Yeah. Google is your friend. And you need to get a new Erkinopoly up here.
It's there, and it's ready, and we're go time.
Yeah,
so, ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined tonight by Gary Brun. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. Tomorrow, as I say, I'll try and find some locations with HOARD hunters for those who've not seen it before, and you really will enjoy it because it is proper metal detecting in the UK. With Gary's sense of humour and Gordon's much more intelligent by the sound of it. So any last shout outs, any last information you want to pass on, Gary?
No, I'd just like to thank you for asking me to come on. It's been great. I found it. To Gordon, my partner, and someone who I trust 200%. doing that. Also, I don't know who your metal detecting dealers are, but a very good friend of mine is Luke Mahoney. Very good friends, and we go back a while. So apart from that, everyone, if you've got any questions, some of you have got my personal email now, so just drop them in. I'll send replies to regarding who's won the 3 years at the UK DFD. And please, people, if you got time, go across, have a look, support the work, because we don't make any money, we lose money actually, but it's just something to keep metal detecting in the public eye, and because we do a good job, and it just doesn't belong to people who've got a knowledge, So I'm a great believer in that. Not just you've got a knowledge, we all have a right to the heritage, every single one of us. So I think that would be my final words. I think, mate. I think
that's fantastic.
Everyone. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of those who you do respond to, thank you for that. Thank you from us for obviously offering that as well. It's been a bonus that you've snuck up on me. So
yeah.
I'll keep in touch, because obviously now knowing each other and knowing the world is so small, it's good to talk.
Frodium, would you believe it? Eh?
I know, yeah.
But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope to get to meet some of you. I mean, some of you already know, I recognise the names, but it's been a while. But at the moment, UK is off bounds for us Norwegians at the moment, because you've all got this cranky COVID. And we don't have it here. We only have a little bit.
Lucky buggers. Right, everyone. Again, thanks, Gary. It's been absolutely fantastic to speak to you. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Luke, obviously, for producing the show. Sorry for my my internet going bleh, but at least we got bad and we got through. And obviously, thank you also to Diggers Dips. You'll find out a lot more about what I'm going about, and thanking them for in the coming weeks. And to Detector Network, Scott Holden, for sharing the show on the Detector Network tonight. We're back next week with Mr. Gary Cook. We'll be talking about the Rodney Cook Memorial Rally and the reasons behind the cancellation. And he'll be showing us some of his recent finds. One of them, absolutely stunning piece, which I'm besotted with. And I'm going to steal it if I can as well, but that's another matter altogether. I'm Dave Sadler. That's Gary Brun. That's Luke Higgins. Thank you all, and good night.
Good night. See you.